welcome to this review video for the Chaos Legions. I have previously done a full review of the Codex, but I had left out a lot of the details for each of the specific Chaos Legions. So I thought what I'd do is create a mini series here for the different Chaos Legions that are found within the new Chaos Space Marines Codex. So in this episode here, we'll take a look specifically at the Black Legion. So I haven't covered all their information as in the main Codex review, so we'll take a look at stratagems, abilities, Warlord Traits, relics, all the upgrades and so on for the Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. So you should see other videos in this series as well. Do check them out for whatever Chaos Legion you're interested in, and then you can check out the full review for the Chaos Space Marines, and I've also made a top 5 units video for them as well. So a generous amount of videos here for Chaos Space Marines. It looks to be like a really good Codex here that Games Workshop have produced, and the feedback so far from Chaos Space Marine players is they're saying this is they've been waiting for this for a long time. The Codex looks to be a very good one indeed. So good news, fantastic new models as well. So Chaos Space Marines, the latest army where Games Workshop really have revamped stuff, and it looks like they've done a very good job indeed. So for discount 40k, do check out the sponsor, the Outpost, link for them in the video description below. They're shipping all across the UK, to many countries across the European Union as well. It's discount 40k, so you can get your hobby at a cheaper rate. For Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, other gaming systems as well, massive selection available from them. They do have trade-in for second-hand. You can buy second-hand models as well, which is great. And then if your order's large enough, you can, for the vast majority of countries that they post to, you can make use of free shipping and duties paid as well. So it's a great way of just keeping the cost of the hobby down. So link for them in the video description below. But we're specifically thinking about the different legions that are available now. So you sort of just pick your legion, same as you pick your Space Marine chaps like Imperial Fist, Crimson Fist or whatever. So they have in these codexes, they've given you a fair bit of stuff. So you know, a generous amount of Warlord Traits, relics and stratagems and so on. So I think it's worth just focusing in on each of the legions to see how good each of them are. So Black Legion first, all sort of classic Chaos Space Marines clad in their black and sort of burnished gold kind of armour. So you get a Legion trait, like a chapter trait type thing with these. So each time a combat attrition test is taken for a unit of this trait, you can ignore any or all modifiers to that combat attrition test, so a little bit better on morale. Not too big an issue though. I will come at the angle of if I was to collect the Black Legion, what combos I'd go for, and by all means leave your own comments and feedback as well as to what the best options are. So a little bit of help with morale, and then each time all of this trait makes an attack, add 1 to that attack's hit roll. So the vast majority of the time you're going to be turning 3+ into a 2+. If that attack is a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible enemy unit to the attacking model when that unit is selected to shoot, so that's really powerful. If you've got the movement phase to get into position to make sure that the right unit's firing against the closest target, so that's really good. And also the attack is a melee attack and the attacking model's unit made a charge move. So you simply just got to get a charge to get +1 to the hit roll. A bit like Space Wolves with these. So it's a good balance. So I'm getting the impression of Black Legion is sort of a balance between combat and shooting. You get a nice bonus with +1 to hit rolls, very strong indeed, and then +1 to hit on the charge as well is superb. So quite straightforward to remember these rules, and looking particularly strong, I think, Black Legion. Brilliant bonuses. You know, army wide, these are fantastic. You then we'll cover everything here. So we'll look at the secondary, despoiled dominions. So when you're playing match play games and you're picking your secondaries, you've got the option of taking a themed one here for the Black Legion. So if you select this objective, Black Legion Infantry and Black Legion Bike units, your army can attempt the following action. So I imagine that's going to be characters as well if they've got the infantry keywords. It's quite open. So despoiled dominions. 1 Black Legion Infantry or Bike unit from army can start to perform this action at the end of the movement phase if it's in range of an objective marker that has not already been despoiled by your army. So you're looking to perform this action on each of the objective markers, or as many as you can. A unit cannot start this action whilst there are enemy units, excluding aircraft, in range of the same objective marker. So as happens a fair bit, you've got to clear the objective and take it. The action is completed at the start of the next command phase. So you've got to clear the objective, take the objective, hold the objective, survive through to the start of your next turn. So it's not too straightforward. Yeah, Yep, and that same unit that started that action has to be the one that's in range of the objective marker. If you complete it, the objective marker is said to have been despoiled by your army. Until the end of the battle, each time an enemy unit starts to perform an action that is within range of that despoiled objective marker, roll 1d6 on a 4+, the action immediately fails. So it kind of sabotages the objective from your opponent. Semi-unlikely that's going to happen. Seems to be that... Yeah, well, it's there if... It's not going to happen too often, I don't think. The opponent's then going to try and recapture objective, try and perform an action on objective. I don't see it happening too much in games. Each time a unit from your army completes the despoiled dominion's action, if that objective marker was despoiled by that action was wholly within your deployment zone, you get a victory point. Otherwise it's 4 victory points. So it is a pretty good reward for the no man's land objectives. Yep, and you're probably playing quite aggressive with Chaos Space Marines, you know, pushing to claim the centre of the table with shooting and close combat. So 4 points a time. It's not bad. You're going to do your home objective, if there is one, and probably sensibly aim for about 2 others. So look, potential about 9 points, possibly more if you do really well. Yeah, it's okay. It's not bad, that one. Not bad. I think there's stronger secondaries, but that one seems okay. Quite a good theme as well. So move on to Warlord Traits next. So Warlord Traits, if I was to take a Black Legion, and bear in mind you've got the other generic standard Warlord Traits as well, and standard relics to call upon, but there's specific ones here. We'll see if there's any really good ones. So Veteran Raider, in your command phase you can select on for any Black Legion core or Black Legion character unit within 6 inches of the Warlord. To the end of that turn, that unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. So yes, useful. A little bit like the Warden for the Necrons. So yeah, pretty good. I think you'd need your character, this would suit a character that's in the heart of the army with multiple units nearby and where you're expecting close combat to be. Otherwise it's going to not be much use. Indomitable next. Each time attack is allocated to the Warlord, halve the damage characteristic of that attack. That was very useful if you're going to find yourself in the thick of the fighting. And it's any type of attack, so shooting or close combat, so that one's good. Merciless Overseer. In your command phase you can select on friendly Black Legion unit within 6 inches of the Warlords. This is any unit, so it's good. Until the start of your next command phase, each time model that unit makes an attack, if your army is engaged in either wanton destruction or wanton slaughter, that unit is considered to be wanton, to engage in wanton massacre for that attack instead. It's a bit of a bonus going on with that one. And then Soul Eater. Each time this Warlord makes a melee attack you can reroll the wound roll, that's really good. And each time the Warlord fights, after it has finished making its attacks, if one or more enemy models were destroyed by those attacks, the Warlord regains up to D3 lost wounds. Nice. It's not always too easy trying to regain wounds. You're not limited on how you can do that. Just to have that built in, I think is particularly useful. So this is really going to suit as a close combat type unit. That's the kind of Warlord trait I give to like a Lord Discordant. That's going to rapidly move up the board, hunt for targets in close combat. It's probably going to take damage because it's not the toughest of units. She's going to do his reroll wounds, which is really strong, and then the chance to regain lost wounds as well. Yeah, we're just going to kill an enemy model and you can regain D3 lost wounds. So Soul Eater is really good. So, you know, Warlord traits are looking pretty sound here. Black Legion ain't a good option to go for. Trusted War Leader. Whilst this Warlord is on the battlefield, each time you spend a command point to use a stratagem, you can roll a d6 and a 5+, that command point is refunded. So yeah, useful enough. And then Paragon of Hatred. You can reroll charge rolls made for the Warlord, and each time this Warlord fights, if it's within engaged range of enemy units, until this fight is resolved, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the Warlord. If any of those enemy units have the Imperium keyword, you get extra d3 instead. So that's okay, but I like Soul Eater, I think that's pretty good. And if looking for more toughness, Indomitable, looking strong for your halving the damage, rounding up. Yeah, or if you want a more of a tactical option, Veteran Raider. There's some great options there for Warlord traits. Nice. Right, so then what they give you for the Legion, this is why these are quite broad now in what you can do. So you're not getting a Codex supplement, but you are getting a generous amount of extra stuff going on with these. I think it's a good enough move here from Games Workshop. So you've got a whole page of stratagems, 8 of them here, plus the others that you get as standard, you know, the Chaos Space Marine book, and you've got a page of relics as well. So whereas previously it might have been a relic, a stratagem, or a couple of relics or whatever, now it's a good enough spread. So Bringers of Despair stratagem, 2 CP for this one. And I guess now there is because the structure of CPs has changed, so you've got starting off with 6 usually, and then for the structure of your army, you're probably knocking a few of those off, and if not all of them before the game begins. So using CPs, you got to choose wisely now, unless you're going to try and wait a few turns to save up. But usually by turn 2, turn 3, the game's sort of, you know, where it's going, the pace of play in a lot of the 9th edition battles. So Bringers of Despair, 2 command points. Use a stratagem at the start of your opponent's fight phase. Select one Black Legion Chaos Terminator squad within 3 inches of one or more enemy units. So for 2 CP, this unit is eligible to fight first this phase, and you get an extra attack. So it could prove crucial enough, especially useful if it's a large unit of Terminators. Black Legion. Yeah. Could be really good. Because, you know, large unit of Terminators with extra +1 to the hit rolls on a charge, for example, an extra attack with this, fighting first, this is all good. Starting to stack up nicely. If I was running Black Legion, I'd probably do 10 Terminators in the bed, and this is sort of the direction I think I'd go. Tip of the Spear, 2 command points. Use a stratagem at the start of your charge phase, or no. If no Black Legion units from your army engage at range of enemy units, select the Black Legion Core, Black Legion Demon King, or Black Legion character unit from your army that is closest to an enemy unit. At the end of the turn, you can reroll charges to that unit, and each time model that unit makes a melee attack against an enemy unit that is either in range of an objective marker or within your opponent's deployment zone, improve the arm penetration of that attack by 1. Again, that's 2 CP. So they're encouraging you to get stuck in here with the Black Legion. Hatred Unbound for 2 CP. Use a stratagem in your command phase. If a Black Legion Warlord from your army is on the battlefield and your army is engaged in either wanton destruction, wanton massacre, or wanton slaughter, select one Black Legion core unit from your army within 18 inches of your Warlord. To the start of the next command phase, the unit is considered to be engaged in wanton destruction, wanton massacre, and wanton slaughter. Again, that's 2 CP for that one. Then Lord of the Iscarian. Just lets you take a Warlord trait. Confluence of Traitors. Yeah. No. Sorry. Use your strategy after nominating a Black Legion character model, excluding named characters and demon models, to be your Warlord. Generate 1 additional Black Legion Warlord trait for that character model. So each Warlord trait in your army must be unique. You can use a stratagem once. A double Warlord trait on a single model. I think it's saying you can do that. Confluence of Traitors, 1 CP. Use a stratagem in the command phase. Select one Black Legion Heretic as starter's unit for your army. Then select 1 Legion trait. To the start of the next command phase, models in that unit have that Legion trait. You're going to use a stratagem once, a bit of flexibility with that. Unrelenting Onslaught, again for 2 CP, all quite expensive these. Use a stratagem in your movement phase when you select a Black Legion unit for your army to move. To the start of your next movement phase, that unit can ignore any or modifiers to its move characteristic, advanced rolls and charge rolls, and the unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge even if it fell back. So, yeah. Useful, could just be at the right point that's needed. Then Vengeful Skies, 3 CP. Use a stratagem in the command phase. If any Black Legion character models from your army are on the battlefield, select 1 point on the battlefield and place a marker on that point. At the start of your next command phase, place another marker on that battlefield within 12 inches of the centre of that marker and draw a straight line between the centre of each of those markers. Roll 1d6, a point here and a point somewhere around the edge there, and it's that line in between. Roll a d6 for each unit that line would pass over or through, adding 1 to the unit being rolled for that contains 11 or models, and -1 if it's a character. On a 3+, it's d3 mortal wounds. 1 use only. So this is a bit of improvement on orbital bombardment. So what you're doing is you're placing a marker, but your line that you draw from that's placed on your following turn, and so you could draw that line across anywhere. It's a large radius for the opponent to try and evacuate everywhere. So it's alright, that one, but I imagine it's still not going to be too popular. Heralds of Doom, 2 CP. Use this stratagem in your command phase. Select one Black Legion Legionnaires unit from your army that is on the battlefield. To the start of the next command phase, that unit has the following ability: Heralds of Doom. While an enemy unit with the objective secure ability is within 6 inches, then you lose that ability. So it's a chance to stop as objective secure, but it's going to cost you again 2 CP. So quite expensive, these ones. But they're sort of ones that just at that specific point they may well just be useful enough. Okay. Next, relics. So thinking about Black Legion liking to get stuck into close combat, definitely seem to be rewarded for doing that. We'll see if there's any really good close combat options here. So I'm thinking of like an unnamed character, Lord Discordant or a Chaos Lord or whatever, and giving them a really good relic to fight with in close combat. And again, it's got to be worth it because your limitations now at the start of the game with the amount of command points you can have. So Gorus Vex's Teeth. So it's a swapping out a chain sword. You'll get strength of the user. Yes, okay. AP -3 though, 2 damage, and an extra 3 attacks instead of an extra 1. So whether that's worth that, but that's okay. Loyalty's Reward next. Black Legion model with bolt weapon only. Select one bolt weapon the bearer is equipped with. The weapon is now a relic. Each time the bearer makes an attack with that weapon, if the target has the Imperium keyword and a hit is scored, the target suffers a mortal wound. The attack sequence ends. And each time the bearer makes an attack with that weapon, if the target does not have the Imperium keyword and the attack successfully wounds the target suffers a mortal wound. The attack sequence ends. So it's okay, but it's just a mortal wound. So no, I don't think that's worth it. D3 mortal wounds maybe. Valbreaker Plate. Black Legion Terminator model. Each time attack is allocated to the bearer, worse than the AP by 1. I think you can't stack that with Armour of Contempt. I believe you can't do that. Any other ability that negates AP minus. So I don't think that's any use really. And then once per battle in your movement phase, if the bearer did not arrive as reinforcements this turn, it can use the relic. If it does so, the bearer and up to 1 friendly Chaos Black Legion core unit in 3 inches can be removed from the battlefield and set up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from any models. If the 2 units are set up together, they have to be within 6 inches of each other. So that's your Veil of Darkness with the Necron's ability to the character model and a unit nearby. That character has to be a Terminator model. So a Chaos Terminator Lord and a unit of Terminators can disappear and then relocate. Useful enough. So it's like a double deep strike potentially with another unit of Terminators. They land, fight. You have to wait for a turn that they haven't just arrived, and then you could relocate again. Maybe useful enough. Cloak of Conquest. The Cloak of Conquest is an aura. Whilst the friendly Black Legion core Black Legion character unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, you gain objectives secured. Sightless Helm, Black Legion model only. The relic can be given to a cultist's model. Each time the bearer makes an attack, you can ignore any or hit roll, weapon skill, and ballistic skill modifiers. Yeah, you can give it to a cultist model. And each time the bearer makes an attack, improve the iron penetration by 1. And each time the bearer makes an attack, the target doesn't receive the benefits of cover against that attack. Yeah, I can't see much help with that. And then Trophies of Slaughter next, Black Legion model. Add 3 inches to the range of the bearer's aura abilities to a maximum of 9. This does not increase the range of any psychic abilities. And the bearer has the following ability: Trophies of Slaughter aura whilst the enemy unit is in 9 inches. -1 combat attrition. Yeah, I don't think that one's any particularly good either. Not really. And they're off of the Abyss. Because at the back of my mind now is the cost of stuff because of the reduced amount of CP. So I'm looking for Relics and Warlord Traits that are like really worth it. You're getting a good deal with the CP being spent. So Thunder Hammer here. So you're replacing a Thunder Hammer. You get ×2 strength, AP -3, straight 3 damage, and no minus to hit rolls. It's probably something I would take. Like a Chaos Lord with a Thunder Hammer. Give them the Wrath of the Abyss. Yeah, nice. Okay, so there is a mixture in there. There's some I probably won't bother with. There's others that are okay. Okay, and then we'll be on to Word Bearers next. So this is just like a mini review here, just zooming in on each of the different legions to give you an idea of what they have. It's like chapters here for Space Marines. You've got different legions that you can choose from. But Black Legions seem generally good. I think their core rule here looks absolutely fine. Pretty powerful already. If that's army wide, really, really good. +1 to hit rolls if you charge. Yeah, and +1 to hit rolls for shooting as well if you're shooting at the closest target, which is absolutely fine. Some great Warlord traits as well. So Black Legion, I think, looking a solid choice. Leave your own comments and feedback below. Check out the other videos in this series, and for discount 40k, make use of the video link below for the Outpost, discount 40k, other gaming systems, all available from them, and free shipping if your order is large enough. That's available from them as well. But that's the review. Look out for more reviews on the channel. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.